Alright, so let's talk about naming. So naming is something that has a lot of rules, it has a lot of exceptions, but what I'm going to try to do in this video is just give you guys some of the basic rules for naming, and then as you progress through the course and learn about different functional groups, you can just kind of expand on these basic rules. So there's 4 general rules, and these will kind of act as the skeleton as you keep going forward to new chapters and learning more. So first, you want to identify the parent, the parent chain. Identify the parent, and the parent chain is the longest chain. Then you're going to want to identify and name the substituents. And so this does require a little bit of memorization. So a little mnemonic that I use to help remember is just some of the key substituents that you'll see a lot. I like to think of it as an organic chemistry breakfast. So you've got milk, eggs, pancakes, and bacon. Good breakfast. So milk, methyl, which is 1 carbon. Eggs, that's ethyl, 2 carbons. Pancakes, propyl, that's 3 carbons. And bacon, butyl, which is 4 carbons. Okay, so just a little mnemonic to help. There's a lot more than that, but this is just something to get started. So third, you're going to number the parent chain. So this is the part you have to be careful, because this is where naming can get a little bit ugly. Because you don't want to prematurely number the parent chain because you want to minimize numbers. And you want to keep these numbers in line with alphabetical order and with other priorities that you'll learn as you keep going through the course. So you don't want to jump the gun. A common mistake, and something that I do all the time, is I accidentally, when I'm counting my longest chain, my parent chain, I won't re-look to see how I can minimize the numbers of the substituents. And then 4, you want to arrange alphabetically. Substituents alphabetically, sorry. Okay, so and there's just something to keep in mind with this. We'll talk about when we do the example, which is right now. So, example. So we've got this molecule. Okay. So, our first step, identify the parent chain, the longest chain. So I'm going to number for now, and then we'll jump back to number 3, our rule number 3. So it's easy to look at this and say this first straight chain, which is what your eye jumps to, that's the longest chain. But I recommend looking at a few, because if we do this, we say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. But what if I start counting from up here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should have written that in a different color. We'd find that this is the parent chain. Okay? So this, our parent chain is 8 carbons, so that makes it octane. So the parent is octane. We're not going to worry about those numbers yet. Actually, I'll erase those really quick, because that might end up being a little bit confusing. Okay. Okay. Next, we're going to identify and name the substituents. So, we've got right here, this is going to be methyl. We've got another methyl up here. And down here we have an ethyl. So, 1 carbon, milk, methyl, same thing. There are eggs, ethyl, 2 carbons down here. Okay, so now comes so now we've got 1 and 2 down, so now we have to number the parent chain. We want to minimize the numbers. So we have 2 ways we can do this. We can start numbering from up here, or we can start numbering from here. Well, so I'll do this again in 2 different colors. Let's see, I guess I can do it in, I'll do it in green and, I'll do it in green and blue. So let's say I start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I go with the blue, or the green number system, I have 3 methyl, or I'm sorry, 3 ethyl, 4 methyl, and 6 methyl. Now if I go with the blue system, so I'll start from this side, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 3 methyl, 5 methyl, 6 ethyl. Okay, so now let's remember the rule though, if you're wondering which one to use. Minimize the numbers. Well, here I have 3, 4, 6 with the green way. The blue, I have 3, 5, and 6. So this is a higher number than 4. We want to minimize the numbers, so we're going to go with the green way of numbering. Okay? So, and I'm going to simplify this here. When you have 2 of the same substituents, they become di. So this is 4,6 dimethyl. If there were 3, it would be whatever the numbers are, trimethyl, etc. So then all we have to do is arrange the substituents alphabetically and just put it all together. And the parent chain is what goes at the very end. So something to keep in mind when you're arranging the substituents alphabetically. Just because this has a D, because it's dimethyl, that does not mean that it's going to go before the E in ethyl. You just keep it what the substituent's name is without prefixes. That's how you determine your alphabetical order. So for that reason, when we're naming this molecule, we're going to have 3 ethyl, 4, 6 dimethyl. So there's all of our substituents, and that's alphabetical. And then now we're just onto our parent chain, and we don't have a space or a dash for that. Octane. Okay? So the name of this molecule is 3-ethyl-4,6-dimethyl octane. Okay? So, actually, I take that back. You want to have a space here. I'm sorry about that. No dash, but there is a space. Dimethyl octane. I'm thinking of something else. So yes, keep the space there. 3-ethyl-4,6-dimethyl octane. Not a big thing, just little things to keep in mind. All right, thanks, guys.